Hi, I'm Sharon Craig Haley from Elite Force Martial Arts. This is your first martial arts lesson. Now, again, martial arts begins and ends with respect. So when we start our lesson, we always put our feet together, hands by our side, and we bow. We always want to show our instructors and our teammates the positive attitude and a lot of respect. Now, the first thing we're going to cover is your fighting stance. Now, you'll see this stance is used by competitive boxers, MMA fighters, but it's also the stance that you'll use when you defend yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to step back with your right leg, and you want to have your legs about shoulder width apart. I'm going to be up on the ball of the back foot. I'm going to bring my hands right up to guard. Now, this is the stance I would go to when I'm going to defend myself. But if I'm ever feeling threatened, I always just kind of put my hands up here, try to keep it a little bit more passive and defensive. And then if I need to defend myself, my hands are right in guard and I'm ready to go. So let's start off with some boxing skills. The first punch we're going to work on today is called a jab. Right off of my front hand, I'm just going to drive my punch forward, and then I'm going to bring it right back into guard. Now when I hit, I'm going to be hitting with the first two knuckles. Now when you're in class, you're going to be wearing boxing gloves. That way your training is always really safe when you're hitting the bags and the pads. So we're going to aim with the first two knuckles, we're going to drive that punch straight out, and we're going to bring it right back. So when you snap that punch, out and back, out and back. Now the second punch is our right cross. We're going to take our back hand, we're going to drive it straight forward like so, and we're going to bring it right back into guard. And when I do that, I'm going to turn my shoulder, my hip, and turn on the ball of my back foot. This is going to allow me to get my whole body behind the punch and develop a lot of power. So I drive it straight out, and you do a little faster, out and back, out and back. And when you put it together, the jab cross is your first beginner combination. It goes left jab, right cross, and I bring it right back to guard. I keep my chin down nice and tight. Let me show you what that looks like on the pads. All right, so our hands are up. We're going to throw our left jab, we're going to throw our right cross, and right back to guard. Left jab, right cross, and back. So I'm going to do a little bit faster. And that's your first jab cross combination. Now, the next part of our class is we're going to talk about your basic kicking skills, right? And the first kick we're going to teach you is a front kick. Now, front kick is used a couple different ways. Sometimes it's used to attack and to strike your opponent real hard. Other times it's used to push them away if they're being real aggressive towards you. It's also referred to as a teep kick. Teep in Thai means push. So the way we're going to practice is our hands are up. We're going to lift our knee up nice and high. We're going to snap that kick out. And we bring it right back to guard. Now when we do this, we want to curl our toes back and hit with the ball of the foot. That's a real hard part of your foot, and you're not going to hurt your toes or your foot. So I lift my leg up, kick, bring it back. Lift the knee nice and high so you can develop that accuracy and speed. Out and back. You can also work it off your left leg. Right back. Right back. Let me show you what that looks like on the pads. Now, if I'm trying to attack my opponent and I'm trying to cause damage, I'm going to start with my back leg. I'm going to lift the knee up nice and high. I kick and I bring it right back to guard. Right back. Right back. Now, for kids in a bullying situation, the bully might be trying to punch or tackle you. You want to use what we call a defensive front kick, right? As Mr. Hans comes in, I just pick up that front leg and I stop him. Just stop him. Just stop him like so. That is your basic front kick. Now, a lot of times people get involved in martial arts for self-defense. The most common attack in a self-defense situation is the wild right or the haymaker. Big wild punch that comes around like this. The way we're going to defend that is what we call a cover block. From my guard or my defensive position, we see the punch coming. I'm going to bring my hand up. I'm going to hug my head nice and tight. I'm going to point my elbow right toward my attacker. So I lift my hand up, bang, and I cover block nice and tight. That's going to create a really strong wall in defense. And then bang, I'm going to counter punch with my right cross right toward their head. So it's going to be a cover block here, bang, punch right there. Cover block here, boom, punch right there. Let me show you what it looks like on the pads. And this is a drill you'll be definitely doing in class. So here he's going to swing. I'm going to do that high cover block, and then boom, I'm going to drive that punch right back on the pad. So cover block nice and tight, and punch. Now when you work that cover block, you want to have your knees bent, your core tight, So you're really ready to absorb and boom, block that punch. Bang, punch nice and strong, a little faster. And that's your basic cover block, right cross counter. All right, so those are a few of the skills you're going to learn in your first martial arts lesson when you come in. Practice them at home, train them, get comfortable with them. And when you come in, you're going to be a step ahead and ready to take your first step along the journey to black belt. Can't wait to see you on the mats, and welcome to the Elite Force family.